Hello and welcome back to Suspended Fanimation. I'm your host, Dennis Bithoulkas, and it's time for another episode of Is It Worth My Time? And this time around, it's the Animaniacs, the Hulu reboot. So Hulu rebooted this just a couple of weeks ago, actually, or a week ago, excuse me. Before I get started here, let me take care of some business first and then we'll get down to it. If you like what you see here, like, share, and subscribe. If you're still on the fence about subscribing, take a look at the video at the very end here. And if you like what you see there, hit that subscribe button down below there. Also, if you want to know when I'll be on live again next, you get the bell down below. It's a 50-50 chance of YouTube actually notifying you. Best thing to do is go to suspendedfanimation.com. Take a look at the schedule that's up there. Also, I have all the links to my social media. So Twitter, Instagram, and Patreon. No tier set up on the Patreon. I'm waiting until I hit 1,000 subscribers, and then I can give you something if you're giving me money. Also, I have the links to this YouTube channel, my Facebook page, and for those of you who still have Facebook, a Facebook group page where you guys can post stuff and chat amongst yourselves. All right. So, there really aren't going to be any spoilers per se because there's no real set plot in anything like this. For those of you who are familiar with the Animaniacs from the 90s, it's pretty much the same thing. Only difference is they pared this down to uh, basically the Warners and Pinky and the Brain. That's it. So those are the only episodes are just the Warners, the Warner brothers and the Warner sister and Pinky and the Brain. That is what the whole thing is all about. Now, how does this hold up? Because I mean, the original was, it had some racy content, I guess you could say, and also some questionable content as well. And if you go back and look at it, uh there's some sexist stuff in it. There's some racial stuff in there too. Yes, even for the 90s, yes, it was. And you go back and look at it now, this new one, they even in the opening credits, where they're doing, the song and everything, it's the same song. They've just changed a few things, like Dot's portion of it where it says um Dot is cute, Yakko yaks, and Wacko packs away the snacks kind of thing. Now it's Dot has wit and Yakko yaks. Things like that, they've also added in stuff about, gender equality, which is kind of interesting, and uh things of that nature. And but it's still got some, non-PC things in there too. One of the jokes was, what was it? Dot said, "I've still got a trick up my skirt," and Yakko says, "Good night, folks. That's it." Kind of, it's their joke they normally do, and something can have a double entendre meaning to it. Um, so is it good? Is it worth your time? I don't know. Are you a fan of the original? If you're a fan of the original, you're going to be disappointed by this one just because, again, there isn't all the cast of characters, and there is an explanation for that around episode 5 or 6, if I remember correctly. And that is where they explain why the other cast of characters aren't there, other than Pinky and the Brain and the Warners. Um, yeah. Even the head of Warner Brothers, of course, is gone, and there's somebody else in his place. But he isn't forgotten. He's got a big picture hanging above the desk of the person who's replaced him. And yes, there are politically, uh, motivated jokes, I guess you could say, in there as well. And at least in the first two. And remember, this was written in 2018. They even state this in one of the episodes, is that all these scripts were written in 2018, so they don't really know exactly how they're going to play out in 2020. They didn't know what the shit show was that 2020 was going to be. And it's kind of funny. I think back to 2018. I'm like, oh, what an innocent time. No, not really, but they do kind of tackle things a little differently. Um, because of course there's a 23-year difference, I believe, from when they went off the air to now the reboot. and 22 year, excuse me, 22 year. And they do have some funny ways of how they catch things up. Um, so they can catch up on their knowledge and all of that. Penn says, "Who would have guessed this shit show?" Yeah, I know. Who would have guessed 2020? There's just no way you could. There really is no way you could think about that. Um, so yeah, it's a mishmash of a show like it normally was, quite honestly. And I neither find myself gravitating towards it nor gravitating away from it. It's kind of there. It's something I would probably have on in the background. And honestly, there's so many other things that are out there right now. I don't even know if I want this on in the background. There's a lot of sound effects, bing, bang, boom, kind of thing. And I don't know. For me, when I have stuff on just as background noise, I want a little more homogenized sound wise and even visualized wise, I guess you could say. I don't want a lot of flashing lights, colors, a lot of different colors like that going on. Kind of a weird thing, I know, but you get a lot more haphazard with this, of course, if you have it on just as background noise. So I guess I could say no, it's not worth your time on this. It really isn't worth your time. It's I don't even know if it's a good idea, to tell you the truth. It they're signed up for 2 seasons. We know this as much. But it is Hulu. Hulu is notorious for canceling things prematurely anyway. So they might just cancel this after 1 season. I haven't heard anybody else watching this. I haven't heard any word of mouth on it. Nothing. I'm not seeing anything, being posted about it. No one's really caring about it. You don't see it on Twitter. You don't see it, uh, frankly, anywhere. And so it might be just something that its time has come and gone, and it would have been better off if they had just done like another movie or something like that, like a little mini movie of 30 minutes or 40 minutes or something like that, like Warner Brothers does. But yes, I know Warner Brothers Animation has been trying to ramp back up again. They did Looney Tunes on HBO Max as well. And I watched a couple of those and was kind of like, yeah, meh. I didn't even finish any of them, or finish. I finished the first two, and then I was like, yeah, I don't need to go any further than that. There's nothing pushing the boundaries of animation or story wise, anything like that. I actually find myself going back, and on Adult Swim, you can do marathons of shows. And I've mentioned this before. Venture Brothers is one of those shows that is on there, and I'll pop on Venture Brothers and just let it run. And I'll be in the kitchen cooking or something like that, and I can hear it, and I'll laugh at some of the stuff because I know all these episodes. I've seen them before. Uh, this one isn't going to lend itself to that, quite honestly. It's it's them trying to figure out jokes to do now that they're doing a reboot, and they're even mentioning that. So it's very meta in a way, saying, "Well, what do we do next?" kind of thing. What haven't we done that we've done? That we haven't done before, and they actually have a hat full of ideas that they're pulling ideas out of. And yeah, I mean that's kind of bad when you start having that in your show, and that's what your writers are dealing with at that point. So no, it's not worth your time. There you go. Yeah, this was gonna be a short one. I knew it was gonna be a short one. I was trying to figure out something else to do, for is it worth my time, but time is eluding me. So and I might skip Thursdays, is it worth my time, just because it's Thanksgiving, and, you guys are gonna be doing Thanksgiving stuff. Who in the hell's gonna watch me on that one? But what I am doing tomorrow is I am gonna be releasing a, pre-recorded new segment called "Who in the Hell Is?" And the first recipient is "Who in the Hell is Ahsoka Tano?" Who's right there. And some of you, of course, might not know who Ahsoka Tano is, and she's in the Star Wars universe, by the way. She was mentioned in The Mandalorian, live action Mandalorian at the very end of episode 3. Yes, by Bo-Katan, who you're probably wondering who in the hell Bo-Katan is as well, which I'll probably do an episode of that as you know. And yeah, I'm gonna drop that probably tomorrow morning is what I'm gonna try and do. Thursday, I'm gonna play by ear, like I said, on the is it worth my time? I might not do it. I might. Who knows? Depends on how I feel. Friday, though, I am doing The Mandalorian, and The Mandalorian's gonna be at a special time. It's gonna be at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So make sure you've watched it before you come in because it will be full of spoilers. Saturday is gonna be Saturday Morning Blast off where I take the genre news of the weekend into genre stuff you guys want to talk about when we talk about it. Sunday, I'm going to be off. Monday will be his Dark Materials. And then we wrap back around again to Is It Worth My Time? Yeah. Penn says, glad I waited before watching. Yeah, it's not the greatest thing in the world. Um, and like I said, it's not horrible. It's not bad. It's just kind of in that mediocre middle space where it's not really compelling me to watch it. It really isn't. I mean, I'm not going, "Ooh, I wanna more," watch more. Normally, if I'm liking something, especially if it's in a bingeable format, I'll go, "Okay, this will be the last episode," and then, like, 3 episodes later, "Okay, this is the last episode." But yeah, this one is not one of those. I finish off an episode, and I find myself kinda nodding off, and I'm like, "Alright, I'm done." Yeah. So, that's it, really. Yeah. Um, yes, Pen, it's gonna be it'll be fun. Uh, well, it was fun for me anyway. It's a 30-minute long segment and it's packed full of information. I mean, I took down notes and everything, so I made sure that I got it concise. And yes, I know people are going to be pissed off at my pronunciation of things and maybe my pronunciation of things. That's just my charm. It really is. That's just the way shit happens. You can lame, I don't know. You can bitch about it in the comments section. That's how I leave it. I may or may not answer. Who knows? So, with that said, I'm going to let you guys go for the night. Thank you to everybody who joined me tonight in the chat. And thank you if you made it this far in the video. If you're still on the fence about subscribing, take a look at the video that pops up at the very end here. And if you like what you see there, hit that subscribe button down below there. Also, if you're down there in the subscribe area, if you can go and hit that like button and the share button as well. Um, Also, if you want to know when I'll be on live again next, you can hit the bell down below. It's a 50-50 chance of YouTube actually notifying you. Best thing to do is go to suspendedfanimation.com where I have the schedule up. I change it out every week. Also, all the links to my social media and all the links to my pages that I have out there as well. So it's all there. Penn says, a who in the hell is on any Farscape character for Viking Bitch? Not going to happen. Yeah. Uh, yeah, yeah. Considering that there's nothing going on with Farscape and hasn't been for the last how long has it been off the air? Um, I kid Viking Bitch, I really do. Yeah, I'm not gonna be doing it. So it'll be on stuff that is kind of more how shall we say relevant. I hate to say it, but that's pretty much where it's at this point. All right, everybody. I'm gonna let you guys go before I get myself in any deeper hot water with Viking Bitch than I already have. Thank you, everybody. I will see you again. Well, you'll see me tomorrow morning on a pre-recorded Who in the Hell Is. But until then, don't let the door hit your ass on the way out. Otherwise, you may wind up in the water tower with Yakko, Wacko, and Dot, and honestly, no good can come from that. Thank you, everybody. I will see you again. Well, most likely Friday live, but you'll see me again tomorrow. Until then, stay safe, be well, take care, and remember, wear a mask. Thanks, everybody.